thank you very much. Each of you are to be commended for this fantastic effort this afternoon. I'll be very brief. I know it's been kind of warm out here. But you know, what happened 40 years ago affected everyone in the world who were living then and who's been born since. The one thing that we will agree on, nuclear bomb is an equal opportunity destroyer. We have the ability and the power to prevent the recurrence of that horrendous act 40 years ago. We have the power to say, no, we are not going to subject the world to such atrocities again. And I'm here to extend the greetings of the Boston City Council, particularly to those victims of the dropping of the bomb on Nagasaki and Hiroshima 40 years ago. But much more important than that, to state that you have elected leadership, not only in Boston but across the country, who are willing to speak out against the use of such a horrendous weapon, and to use those dollars that go to research and for expenditures of armament using nuclear weapons to research the problem of sickle cell anemia, of AIDS, of solving the tremendous social and political problems we have in this country and across the world. So I stand with you, and thank you for all the efforts that you're making on behalf of human rights and peace throughout the world. Have a good afternoon. Thank you.
This time we have a couple very important things to left on the program. We have important speakers that are yet to come and from the Cambridge Lobby for Nuclear Weapons Freeze. And then we have a street play called Fallout. And the folks who have been doing this have been working on this for numerous weeks. So we would encourage you to try and stay for the rest of the program. And at this point, in the visibility of people on the streets like you all here today, and the Freeze movement has been one of the most important forces in the peace movement at this time. And with that, I'd like to introduce Ann Crum.
People can stop the arms race. Our speakers today make it clear that the risk of nuclear war is not acceptable and the proliferation of nuclear weapons must cease. You should know that one Trident II submarine has firing power equal to 60 times all of the weapons fired in World War II. Each of us can make a difference, and each of us has the responsibility and the power to call a halt to the building of nuclear weapons. Many of you already may be working for nuclear disarmament, and you know it's urgent to keep pressure on the people who make the decisions. If we speak, we will be heard. Do you know that only 15 letters from your district to your representative or senator in Washington can make them take notice? Can you imagine the effect of 1,000 letters or 5,000? Congress is a reflection of the people of this country, and our action or inaction shows up in Washington. Sometimes we get discouraged or depressed, but if we remind ourselves that our apathy will be reflected in Congress, and that, as Dr. Spock has said, action can be a cure for feelings of helplessness, we can do great things. I work for the Cambridge Lobby for Nuclear Weapons Freeze. We have a large telephone network, and currently we're asking our members to call our congressman about support for the Comprehensive Nuclear Weapons Freeze Bill of 1985. This bill was filed in the House of Representatives on July 26th by Massachusetts Congressman Markey and McGrulis. It is binding legislation, not just a resolution, and it calls for a mutual U.S.-Soviet freeze in the testing, production, and deployment of nuclear weapons. It includes includes ways to verify that both countries are abiding by the agreement, and it is an essential first step to halting the arms race. National polls show, as I can tell you again, that 70% of the population favors a freeze. Now is our chance to implement the will of the people. The bill has over 90 co-sponsors nationwide, but it must have more to come to a vote this fall, and well over 200 supporters in Congress to pass. All of us can help by writing our congressmen and urging our friends to do the same. Other kinds of citizen pressure include vigils, civil disobedience at nuclear arms facilities, and other sorts of consciousness-raising activities that will alert people to the dangers of our present path. You can write articles to your local newspaper and plan programs with a film or speaker in your community. Talk to everyone you know here and across the country. No matter what your background or other interests, there is something you can do. Please stop at the literature tables around you here where you will find specific information on how to get involved in your community. Be sure to get this contact list of Boston area organizations. This is a critical period in history, and there are other serious issues to fight for. However, at a time when major advances in weapons technology have produced increased risk of war and threatened not only our security, but the continuation of civilization, we must do all we can for the issue that transcends all others. Let us resolve, as we leave this commemorative gathering, that we will never allow another Hiroshima or Nagasaki, that we will commit ourselves to specific action tomorrow to ensure the future for our children and all generations to come. Thank you.